of the knowledge of the highest. Nothing else is productive. It's all destructive. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was so clear about insights of what is productivity. In fact, who else if not me, the guy who's made to do and chat to do. So I was just on that clear sense of what would give me satisfaction as an output in a day, not some great time I spend, because that's for commoners, common people. Spending great time, having a great time, having timelessness. This is quite contrary to my video about timelessness. But people on mission-oriented conduct, there is no problem if they have to drop out of their trip of timelessness to question themselves on result. It's a discomforting question to ask, but it's an important question to ask every day. And if he asks himself that question every day, he would be extremely disappointed with himself, you know.
Mood will also get. Mood will answer the patient. Their mood will also get reflection from that.
Mood,
Means
like his mood will get changed. He would get more intense.
yes.
Yeah, of course. It can't be like it's a school and you're having a playtime. You know, that doesn't build a company. It can build a company of fucking losers who are potheads too, you know. You understand what I mean? The kind of person he is becoming. You know, a loser who's a pothead too. That's what he's becoming. When he's not creating one Instagram post correctly with instructions spoon-fed, my God, I can't imagine in his entire lifetime he won't be able to produce even a tenth of the content that I have produced in just a span of 3 years, 2019 to now. He will in his entire life he won't be able to do this stuff. So glad you're here, and I'm counting on you for YouTube channel. He's been a complete disappointment. I have had to spoon feed him like he was an uneducated person from an uneducated place. Really, I'm telling you the truth. So many times I had to remind him of his mistake that he had already made earlier, that he made again. And then I had to remind him the first time, you made this mistake and this is what you are. Oh yeah, yes, Guruji. So this is mediocrity, you know. People who are of excellence in conduct, they are so disappointed even one event of inefficiency. It's very disappointing for a sharp mind to have an inefficient conduct. Like it'd be disappointing for you that you got an instruction and you completely missed that. Or it should be disappointing for you that you know basic English but you removed a B from there and it spoils the sentence, you know. These things should hurt oneself. That, oh man, this is not feeling right. Have patience and kind member. Have patience and be a kind member. How can have patience and a kind member of a political party? You understand your state? So it should feel disappointing because imagine if in the foundation such leakages are there. The whole thing is very shaky because human beings who are building it do not have that excellence in their mind. They will make so many embarrassing mistakes along the way because they are not hurt by the mistake that they made, which only mediocres should make, not people who are chasing a world-class dream. It's a delusion for mediocres to have a world-class output. Only people who are excellent will create world-class output. And excellent doesn't look like the mistakes that I'm seeing around me, you know. So, not saying it on the B part of it. I understand in haste. Sometimes we don't have the time to ponder over any mistake in the sentence at all. I understand, I know that creative process completely. There's no gap there. But when we work on some output which is potentially greater than the other stuff that happens in the world, then it should take a little more effort. It should take a little more attention. It should take a little more alertness. That thing which is called mindfulness, where while you are here, you can clearly experience everything around you. If there is a little bit of a lizard that moves over there, your attention should get there. Similarly, it should get there if there's a mistake in the sentence. You shouldn't have to be able to, a reader especially shouldn't have to even read the whole sentence. He should feel something lacking in the art of the composition of what that visual is. That's how our mind becomes, you know. That's what I think they must have said about Swami Vivekananda when they spoke about stories of him really reading things very quickly. It was exaggerated by people, I think, that he would just flip pages, no. But he must be really quick, perhaps. Because it's really, at the end of the day, it's just visualization of things. You can just see the pattern and you know what that pattern is about. That's the level of sharpness that will create the output that I'm imagining through the quality of content that flows out of me. And I don't even know how. I don't come from a special background that does it. It just happens. So if we are being so slow in creating output of content, which the machine of which is world-class machine is at your disposal for creating your product and selling it into the market by the day, you can have me speak on any topic every single day. Any creative thought about filming, you can have me express it if it is about, if you understand that at the end of the day, there were films like 12 Angry Men, 12 people in a room just having a debate over a legal case. Wow, what a film, world class, one of the best films ever made. Now if 12 people could create that kind of impact, even one person, just one person narrating something can make an impact. It can be the film, but maybe a series of sorts, you know, made up of episodes and playlists like other series, but done something really raw. Now that is a possibility which puts people to best YouTuber categories of millions of dollars in value, because it just got millions of people's attention because it was something original was there. That's the possibility we have, and it's been 2 months and not one video has gone out from the channel, the video of which have been not only created but also organized in format in which it needs to be pushed forward. But it's not done yet, so I'm glad he's not the one I have to burden my mind thinking about this brand, no shows, YouTube. It's unfortunate for him because he thinks that this is good for us as an organization. He's damn right about it. But for his, your training happens when you get something challenging to do. I give you something challenging to do when I think you are ready for it. Till the time I don't think you're ready for it, you are not going to even come close to the level of challenge that is there for somebody who has to bake things from scratch and still make them happen in time, and still has to be on the edge because he doesn't have any cushion to go on for support. So it's just very, very on a different tangent. So that's challenge. Whatever you guys are doing currently doesn't even feel like a challenge, you know, not even for you people. But when will you get real challenge? Like, you have a challenge in front of you. This challenge was not for him as such as I presented it to you, because in him I did not have that hope that he would be singly able to handle it without my intervention. When something so simple has been told, you fucking asshole, you have everything that needs to be published from my end. Now you publish it. But 2 months have gone and he has not been able to publish one video. That is so weak in my view. It's so weak. So I guess that's what I saw in him from the beginning. Why? Because he comes from that extremely lazy culture. At least you're a freelancer. He's a fucking nobody, you know. So nobody is going to back him basically. You're a freelancer, so someone is willing to back you for your capability. At this point, nobody is going to back him on his capability. He is that weak. So how can I make someone like that own a brand? So he anyway never had that opportunity, but you definitely do. You know, YouTube channel is more for you than for him. What he needs to first know is that he's an extremely lazy person, and he is being told that every now and then. But somehow he is not able to see that his output is absolutely pathetic. Not the output that nobody cares about, how much managerial effort you have put in managing data. Nobody cares about that. What is your output? Simply means, did you impact the lives that we are sitting here to impact or not? and that output is really like all, you know, okay, there is Instagram. I'd give him maybe 45%. He has passed, but in that Instagram he's got only 45%. That Instagram itself by itself is enough of a mountain, but he's only got 45% because it hasn't happened without my intervention. It is 95% made of my interventions. So it's not like I'm unburdened when it comes to that. The guy doesn't even know how to manage content properly to not lose track of what is to be posted where and things like that, because he's never done it, given, agreed. So he's learned now. But after learning, he makes the kind of mistakes he has made today, right now that I spotted, is just the reason why 45%. If somebody just does Instagram and let's say I give a brief YouTube Instagram and you create that output greater than what I imagine in 2 months, just out of Instagram I'd give you 95%. Fuck YouTube, man. Who fucking cares? Who cares even about no show? I care about the output. Have we impacted the lives of people with the current that I have through me? Have we been able to impart that current in people? If they don't have that electricity in them, then we haven't really impacted it. They're as dull as they always were, you know. So Instagram itself is worthy of getting 95% from me on that activity, but I'm giving them 45%. You know the reason. So what I'm saying is that when I said we have to operate in a mutually exclusive way and handle our shit, that meant that no intervention from me should be needed. All interventions were for a dumb mind. If you are a sharp mind, then you don't need any interventions. You have the content. Now go for it. Nail it. Decide something challenging for yourself. And the challenge is that we are making this YouTube channel for actually really truly becoming a fund that funds innovation. And that fund we become when people pay money for what we are asking for is money after the end of every video. If we are not giving ourselves that challenge, then we are just doing a college project. The challenge is the money should come in. So the content plus the way you can present it with your freedom of animation, that's huge power in today's world. Oratory capability and animation just completes the whole story. It can be explained, the concept of God like never before can be explained just by putting an animation around things I speak about water, an animation around things I speak about a white paper on which we write, an animation on things that I speak about the bird sound on the branch. Just these three would be enough for people to understand God like never before. My words alone would be enough for people who have some kind of keenness to hear me with that much concentration. Then they can understand everything without animation. Otherwise, people have very short span of attention because of the world of notifications has just wired their mind to short spans. Unless they're surrendered to someone's knowledge, they want to like hear when that guy talks and forget about everything else for that moment. Those are only such youth which has respect for knowledge, you know. Then they can understand without animation, but that's not the world we are living in. So we will have to make animation, and we make animation, then all of a sudden the number of people who will watch us will become 10 times more than what I would have done without your intervention of animation here and there. Make it into the best video on giving knowledge about progressive life, you know. And there can be no progressive life without the understanding of the spirit. The spirit is to be understood. So that's what we are attempting to do. But we are talking about progressive life by demonstrating progressive life. So this channel is something of a big deal. Now 45%, because why he passed? He passed because he was able to have the ability to envision something grand as that something like that is real. A new political party as an output of what will be the result of a channel is real. He had the ability to give up everything else for this dream. Good, that's why he has passed. He was just like those dreamers who can dream for sure, but they can't get anything on the ground, and that's why they're worthless 45%ers. So that's his problem, and he will not be able to get above 45% because he hasn't really created what is called an output. 2 months are enough for an output. You know what we are told in tech industry? That if you have an idea today and if you haven't launched its first prototype tomorrow, you just don't know how to launch things iteratively, in iterations, in phases. You don't have to be perfect the first time, but you have to have at least a sense of your phasing. That okay, I'll go this way, but I know there's something missing, but I have the structure and room for fitting it in eventually. It doesn't break the order of things. And that much understanding is there, one should just go and fucking launch things and get people talking, you know. That's the way. Not just sitting on your folders and laptops and just keeping things inside our pockets, you know. I have so much clarity about this that I have stopped making any documents. I simply just straight away go create blogs. I just write for public. My team can also read. Even what I have to write for team, I write in public. So I have so much clarity about this thing at that level. Things can't remain in our hidden folders. They have to go out in the public immediately, the next day. But this is not the lesson for him. You are hearing it because he has not achieved even half the capability or something like that, you know. So what you have to do, if you're able to do without my intervention, then you're really operating at a level that we three can be fruitful in creating. Otherwise we'll be fruitless, because you can't be too far behind. You have to match my speed somewhere, you know. So if somebody comes to you and says that, well, here is my movie, publish it, and you are taking forever to publish it, then you're not capable of doing anything. Somebody has given you a whole set of narrative, cohesive, complete narrative. Now you're not able to launch it only. That's your problem. You have clearly lacking something. What is that? That is the problem that he has. Lethargy in the spirit. That energy is lazy. That energy walks lazy. That energy has the posture which is lazy. That energy just is some energy that would, from the first opportunity they get, they would just lie down like a patient. You know, it's difficult for them to be standing. They forget the life of an athlete. You know, we have all forgotten how we were when we were children, you know. Now we just want to sit, lie, this, that, you know. Bloody, what do people who do field jobs like soldiers and athletes do? Do they sit? They are much more appreciated by me because they're closer to how nature designed us and the structure. 40 kilometers a day is what this structure is for. 40 kilometers a day. And we're not doing that, you know. Naturally, I'm not going to expect my kind of energy from anyone else who has that kind of lifestyle, which is sitting, lying down, taking auto for every short distance, not considering carrying our own luggage as that opportunity of gymming, you know. Well, I'm not saying to you because you were tired, but generally I'm saying people would just want to not walk today because they have luggage. But that's just sick, because then you guys are sick really, because fit people would normally do that, you know. They would carry a 90-liter backpack and just walk miles, walk mountains. That's reality for me, maybe not for you guys still, but that is my reality. So I would not have a lot of hope from people who are not changing that about their energy. So his fundamental problem is that, you know, the amount of time he spent in talking to you without caring about the output that was necessary for today, because talking is actually not needed. Once I said what I said to you, no talking is needed. You just need to take delivery from him of everything that he knows has been delivered to him for channel. That's it. But without me saying this, I know this wouldn't have just immediately happened, like a button is switched, and the button switch meant that nozzle opened and it gave everything to you. Because that's how I've organized everything for No Show's content. It's a Google site which says everything as an instruction to whoever is handling it. That is all you needed, you know. That's how output is created. This is very special message for stoners. This is where they make the mistake, because they don't have that clear consciousness yet on which they see pictures and visualizations. So they're never able to see clearly. So they don't see clearly that the step was that I was very clearly told what I have to do. And for that, I just only really needed the content, because neither do I need a designer for this, nor do I need an animator for this. I am that. So I literally just need the content that I need to work on. And I need to take that from Manu, and that's it. I need to have no more conversations with Manu. Now I need to see the channel the way the world will see it. That's all I actually need to see. And then I need to learn whatever I can learn. Whatever you can learn from me, you need to concentrate on that. This guy cannot teach you anything right now. If you want a good human being yourself, then I would have said you can learn everything from this guy that you are going to need for your life. But you're already a similar human being like him, you know. So this is nothing you can learn from him. I'm honestly telling you, no need to practice humility here. I feel you. There's nothing you're going to learn from him. Spend less and less time with him, talking to him. Unless you're here for entertainment, you know. My world is a world of Gurukul.